Double check and see if I'm actually live, everybody. Forgive the scruffy beard. Close that. Let's double check this on my channel. Let's see. There I am, watching myself. All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? Well, just me. Talking to myself. No worries there. I'm used to it. Hopefully somebody comes in. If not, you'll see it in the future. I just wanted to come live on New Year's and hang out with anyone who wanted to hang out and go over some things in the forge. Sorry I've been very quiet. I've been sick for the past week like a dog, so it's very rare for me to get sick. So I guess I was due, as everyone's telling me. Last time I was sick, I think it was 2017, around my birthday. Went on a crazy hike with some old friends, and I was shot. So, working on recovery now. Excuse me. We'll go from there. But I was going to talk about some of the things I have coming up this year. I'm going to do a lot more forging this year. A lot more. Do a lot more videos. I'm going to force myself to do it. Because I've been busy with other things in life, with all my construction work and stuff like that. Because that's kind of my bread and butter. But I'm going to make a change in life and put it a little more into forging and more of my own personal creative work. Because, it's not always fun going to someone else's place and doing what they want all the time. Sometimes I want to do what I want to do. And, it's kind of cool. So, we'll see if anyone joins. I don't know. Just watching this guy, what's he called? Let me look up his name real quick. He's, I think it's Walks on Wall Street, something like that. His name's Tom. He's a pretty cool guy online. He's very business oriented. Obviously, the Wall Street part should have given that away. I'm not so much a business guy, but I do like to learn. So it's interesting to hear what people have to say. I'm pretty big and kind of dive into things that are out of my wheelhouse because I believe they help you learn in the long run. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna look at all these features real quick. I'll have access to that feature. All right, yeah, there's not a whole lot here. Edit, blah, 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 blah. Pop-up dashboard. Anywho. I'll show you the book I'm finishing the year up with. Maybe y'all will guess it. Starship Troopers. It's very different than the movie. It's actually much cooler than most books are. It's much cooler. They've got like biotech suits. They get to just like jump over buildings and stuff. It's pretty amazing. It's fun actually. And he doesn't even really have a love interest in it at all. Just like unlike the movie where it's mostly about his love interest, which is interesting. I guess it does make the movie more interesting, right? Not just a guy and his friend, but a guy and his friend and his girl and all that. It's pretty cool. I read a lot of books this year, probably, I don't know, it's around 56 or something like that. That's pretty cool. Every year I read that, around that. Every year it actually becomes a little bit more, but that's cool. I love reading. I've always been a book person. I haven't always been a reader, but I've always been a book person. As a kid, I was very kind of dyslexic, so reading was I can read a whole page, and then at the end of it, I go, "What did I read?" Because the whole time I was just daydreaming about other crap, totally unrelated. You read something, there's a sentence that sparks a memory or something, you just start trailing off, kind of like a meditation where your mind wanders. Same thing. It doesn't happen to me really at all anymore because I read so much now, but comes with training, you know. Just like meditation. It's very hard when you first start, but after a while, you can really get into it. So that's cool. There are a lot more books to get. I gotta build bookshelves because all these boxes are full of books too. My whole bedroom's full of books. Books, books, books. I love books, like all kinds of books. Getting into a little more fiction as well. I'm not a huge fiction guy, but you know, the more you read it, the more you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty sweet. Hmm. Now I had one person watching, must have been myself, and now there's zero people. Just me. It's all right. Maybe we'll listen to the cop scanner. I like to do that as well, especially on New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope you all get exactly what you want. Hope this next year, which is most likely going to be super chaotic, I hope it's great for you. I really do. Because this would be a great year if you want to get some stuff done to just jump at it. If you're into looking at the stars or anything like that, we get out of retrograde, Mercury retrograde tomorrow, and Jupiter goes direct. So those are two very good things to happen, especially together. So, you got any new plans? Anything big you want to start? Good time to do it. I know I'm going to get serious with my forging more, serious with this channel more, give you all a little more attention. I'd like to build a community on here. You know, we used to be a part of a pretty big community. A bunch of brothers of mine got together, big heathen tribe, very well respected for the most part, at least some of us. There's Ambulé going by. It was a nice time in my life and I miss it. I miss the community. Really do. It was a very fun time. We had a lot of great times, a lot of events, a lot of fun events, a lot of Ren fairs, and selling our wares, helping each other grow as men. It's very important, especially in this day and age. A lot of kids, men, young men in particular, and women too, I'm sure, but I can't speak too much for them. But young men these days are they're clueless. They don't have a lot of guidance, and a lot of people to look up to. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't grow up with a dad, but the people I looked up to were mostly in movies and comic books. Like Arnold and Stallone and all those strong masculine figures. You don't even see those characters anymore. They're all beta men and do as they're told and kind of goofy. Even like from what was it Married with Children, where Al was just like some hapless retard. Like his one claim to fame was high school football team or whatever. It was kind of a pathetic portrayal of men. Even like Homer Simpson, just kind of the laughing stock of the family. Big fat moron. Yeah, he's funny and all, but you know, is that who you really want to grow up to be? An alcoholic? I don't think so. I won't be too good. Those aren't the guys I looked up to. You know. But that's what I would like. A little more of a community, a little more social, a little more communication back and forth. I know a lot. I can teach a lot. Can help people a lot. I know I get inspired by people doing that. So plus I'd like to give back. I've gotten a lot from people in my years. I'm 40 now, so started work when I was a kid. I was 14 when I started working. School wasn't my thing. This was my thing. My hands working. I've always been good with my hands. Always, no matter what it is. Always been good with it. And we all come here with gifts. Those are mine. I don't have gifts for certain other things. I can be a sarcastic prick, very short tempered. You know, temper's been way mellowed down with age, of course. That's how it happens. Takes years for that temper to settle down properly so you can learn how to react to people properly. But, some people are born with that. I wasn't. I was a very hot headed, angry little bastard. But, you got to grow out of these things and grow up and move on and better yourself. Go through a lot of trials figuring these things out. So that was interesting. And good in the end. You sit back and you actually learn these things. Things like this. I don't know if I showed anyone these before. Like, this is my painting. You can see it's all hand painted there. So one of my first paintings. I've never painted before. Yeah, I'm an artist. Artists can just pick up and do things. A lot of other little paintings. Let me show you this one real quick. This is my first painting ever, really. Well, the All-Father there. With his ravens, Unin and Munin, thought and memory. Catch the symbolic nature of that. I don't know if you can see this. This is a little subconscious thing here. See this? It's a little boar. See the little eye, and a little tusk, and a little fur. Even the shape of the body. That was not intentional. That just showed up in the painting. I thought that was pretty sweet. It's one of my first paintings ever. Oh, yeah, 2019. Right there in the back. Pretty cool, huh? Hands back up. Right back. There you go. And a few other little paintings. Nothing crazy, though. Look at this little Byron I made here. Canvases. Fun to do. Those are the kind of things I do just spur of the moment out of nowhere. You get the spark of inspiration, a little spirit in your ear, kind of tells you to do something. They don't ask, they tell you to do something. It's like an urge. You just go run, buy the supplies, and do it. I don't know when or if I'll paint again, but these paintings I have around here, it's just, it was an urge. Got a lot of photography I've done too. Yeah. A lot of photography I've done around here too. A couple pieces. Maybe I can get this one down for y'all to look at. Me to look at. It's just me here. Try and get the reflection out of it. Sorry, guys and girls. This little banjo guy. This was in Central Park somewhere. 2014, maybe, a long time ago. Pretty sweet. Fun times. One time I was a pretty darn good photographer. I even shot for the newspapers. I've got all kinds of newspapers here with my old photography in it. Where's the fun one? I did a lot. I mean, you're not getting paid anything really to do newspapers, but I did a lot of architectural stuff for sales. I actually liked doing the sports. I did a lot of sports photography. That was the fun stuff. Where's that at in here? What year is this paper actually? Where is it? There you go. There's some of my sports photography. There you go. Got some cool kids. This is the Clinton, DeWitt Clinton, I believe. In the Bronx. The Bronx, baby. It's not Bronx, it's the Bronx. A couple. Oh, this is all folded up. And I had a really good spread of girls' gymnastics. Sure, it's in here somewhere. I just don't want to dig it all out. It'll take forever. Anyway, those were fun years. A bit of a pain in the ass, but it was still fun. I did a lot of street photography back in the days. Maybe I'll make a video. I've got files and files of all my photography stored away. Maybe I'll make a video showing it sometime. I like looking back on, it's good memories. I know the city inside out like the back of my hand, so I've been down every single street basically in that city. Worked on thousands of buildings, mostly doors, because in the city I was a locksmith for around 8 years for 2 different companies. But it was fun. There's a lot to do, a lot to learn. I really enjoyed locksmithing. It was a very interesting job. You learn a lot doing it. You really do. You learn a lot about people, securities. You get to see some really cool stuff too. I remember, I think it was Madison and 34th. I forget which building, but it's around the corner from the Burberry. Another building I did a lot of work in. In the lobby, right when you walk in the vestibule, there was just, it looked like a 300-pound anvil sitting there on a pedestal. And the pedestal was just some big cool I-beam that was all bolted to the floor and everything. I believe it was an Arm & Hammer. Beautiful anvil. I have a picture of it somewhere. Maybe I'll find it. It was just killer looking. It's like, wow, if I can just sneak this out of here. Because it's just sitting there. There's a rust stain from somebody putting their damn coffee on it. It's like, this anvil's worth so much more than just sitting here. But it was beautiful anvil. All the edges were perfect and sharp. It looks like as if it was never used, which probably wasn't ever used, but it's flawless anvil. Loved it. I don't know how good the Arm & Hammer anvils are, but it looked pretty sweet. And it had a deep face on it, like it was thick, 3/4 to almost of an inch of a plate of steel on top. It was so beautiful. They're usually not that thick. It's a lot of hardened steel to use. You don't need all that really. But I suppose if it's an anvil that heavy, you need a little bit more because it's gonna take sledgehammer abuse and all that. Either way, it's pretty sweet. Wow, it's been almost 20 minutes already, huh? Nobody wants to hang out with the blacksmith. Anyway, this is a test run. I just wanted to jump on, see what happens. Maybe we'll do this regularly to get people thinking about coming on here and do a schedule thing. Probably on the weekend on Sunday when more people are around. I know everyone's out right now having fun with their friends and family. I'm pretty much a loner, so I'm home a lot with my dog. Want to meet Tinkerbell, everybody? Tink, come on. Come on. Come on, girl. Look at you. You say hi? You say hi? Oh, this is Tinkerbell, everybody. Come on. You don't need to make out. This is my girl. Come on up. Come on up here. Up here. What's this? What's this? She's such a good girl. She listens real well. She's got all the energy in the world. She's almost 8, actually, but she still moves like a puppy. I don't overfeed her. She's still super lean and mean. She sleeps well. She doesn't get abused. She just gets loves and cuddles and cuddles and cuddles. A good girl. I know, I woke you up, I know. Go get him. Go get him. Take it. Who is it? Good girl. Good girl. See? Full of energy, that dog. She's amazing. She's such a good girl. Go play. Go get your toys. That's my kiddo right there. She's pretty awesome. Go for nice long walks every day for at least an hour. I like to walk her a few miles. She's half lab and half whippet, so the lab will get her fat, and the whippet she needs to move around. So I don't know if you know about whippets, but they're the fastest dogs in the world. So I think the fastest whippet's like over 50 miles an hour or something. It's ridiculous. She's not all whippet. She's got a half lab again, so she's got a little more thickness to her. But she is super fast and super full of energy. She goes from 0 to 100 in a split second. There you can see her now. She's getting a little older, but when she was young, this right here, it's like it was like that tiny. She was super, super thin there. You a pretty girl? You a pretty girl? Say hi to the world. Everybody, say hi to Tinkerbell. Good girl. Good girl, good girl. Getting me dirty. You're getting me dirty. Go get him. Go play. Go ahead. She doesn't know what to do. She'll go find a toy and just go shake it around. That was a squirrel would be dead. Right, Tinker? Right, Tinkerbell? Did you get it? Well, I hope everyone had a good Christmas, Yule, and all those seasonal holidays. This is my favorite time of year, even though I was sick for most of it. And I did a deck job, and I don't know. The job was exhausting. I should not have done it myself, most likely, but I work by myself, so it is what it is. And at the end of it, man, the last day I woke up with a migraine, which I don't really get migraines anymore at all. Woke up so sore. I felt like a truck hit me. So, woke up sore, pushed through the day, got the job done, got paid, went home. And when I got home, I was just like, oh my God, I couldn't even eat really. I just didn't want to, just like, I'm just trying to force it down because you need to. And I just went to bed and, well, kind of. I was tossing and turning all night because everything hurt. Just felt horrible. And the next couple of days, started hacking up some green phlegm, which means you're fighting off an infection. So I got whatever bug I got. And I'm on the tail end of it now. I got my energy back for the most part. Hunger's back. I lost about 10 pounds. I planned on making videos, but sorry everyone, I had no energy. I was not able to do anything. I mean, I'd get off the couch and do a little bit of just crap around the house, and I'd just be exhausted. Like, man, why? But it is what it is. I didn't, that was like my last job of the whole year. So, it's going to be about 2 weeks. I have another week, and then I start work up again. I have work planned in Jersey. Got a whole bathroom, a whole kitchen to do. All blacksmithing I'm going to continue on. Be a good start to a new year. And I'm going to start making some goals this year. I've never really been a New Year's resolution person, and I'm still not really. I'm more of a, just you want to do it, go do it. Don't talk about it, just go do it. I am that kind of person. That's why I've done so many things. But I do I'm a very big procrastinator. It's one of my downfalls. So I will do almost everything last minute or when I'm forced to. It's very bad, but we all have faults, and those are one of mine. So this year I'm going to get my little notebook out, like everyone says you should. Write some damn goals down and knock them out. So I'm going to go that route this year because I don't need to make a workout routine. I work out, period. Like if I don't work out, I'm a miserable bastard. So I don't have to do resolutions for things like that because I do it regardless. It's part of who I am. I love working out. You don't have to talk me into it. I don't have to quit drinking because I don't really drink that much. I might have a cocktail tonight just because it's New Year's, but I like White Russians. I'll go make one of those probably, maybe two if I can do it. I listen to my palate when I drink. If that last sip tastes not that great, I don't make another drink. And I don't typically have more than two if I have a drink because it's not worth it. Wake up feeling like crap. I used to be a heavy drinker. I used to drink 3/4 of a wine bottle of vodka every night, something like that. It's probably like 500 milliliters, give or take. A lot. Every night for years. I would drink until I passed out every night for years and years. And stopped that, thankfully. Grew out of that childish phase. Now I just drink a bunch of water. And start the new year off right. You don't want to do that crap too much. I started cleaning out the house. I had a lot of stuff after the divorce. Just, shit you don't clean out. Closets you don't really go to. Under every flat space you don't pay attention to. Every horizontal space just accumulates crap. So I have a couple couches. I threw some couches out. Just cleaning out that. I feel so much better when you do that. You just walk around, you're like, yeah, the energy's even better in here, because you just had stagnant piles of crap. And all everything you own is an attachment to you. It draws energy from you because you're thinking about it, like all these books. Yeah, that's part of an attachment. I don't need all these books, I read most of them. A lot of them I just donate. There's a really cool box down the street. It's like a little neighborhood library. What's this? I got this out of it. This is a Folio Society edition of Aesop's Fables. How cool is that? It's not a cheap book, This is a beautiful edition. Beautifully illustrated. Like whoever put this in that box was super generous. You know, I love stuff, and I remember years ago I was looking. I used to buy a lot of books, like I don't know, 100 books a year, something like that, maybe a little more. Look at that cover, isn't that beautiful? Sorry about my webcam, it's not the best, but maybe if I fix the lighting situation, I don't know. I'm sure you saw it just fine. But anyway, I used to buy like 100 books a year. When you buy 100 books a year and you read around 50 or a little bit more, you accumulate a lot of books, hence a lot of books. So I don't need all of them. The ones I've read and I will never read again, just get rid of them. Donate them, sell them, whatever. There's no point of really holding on to them because then you're just, again, you're accumulating crap you don't need. Someone else could enjoy it. But I have a lot of really nice first edition books. I have a lot of my Greek philosophy books over here, like Pliny. Is it 5 volumes? Yeah, it's 5 volumes natural history. And here's just the first edition, or the first volume of it. I'm past halfway through this one already. I mean, they're gorgeous books. Fully illustrated throughout. I mean, this one is a bit of a snooze fest to begin with, because these books were written for a noble. Beautiful illustrations throughout. It's written for a noble, essentially about the world, right? And everything, the accumulated knowledge within it. So some of it is this person of this land is of this land, of this land. It's just like, it's like so boring to listen to. But there's a lot of gems in here too, like really big gems. Things about the world. I mean, it's not all correct because there's a lot of things in here that he wrote about that is proven to not be true now because we know better. But you can say that about everything and everybody over time, right? This book is amazing right here. The Secret History, folio 1990. Procopius. The Secret History. This book is fantastic. It looks reversed to me. I hope it's normal to you guys, but it's fully illustrated as well in here. It's a beautiful book. It's not a huge book, but it's a very good read. He just basically lays it out about Justinian and Theodora. It's just, I'll read you one of the titles of the chapter. It's one of my favorites. I actually have 2 of these books. It's fucking annoying. I bought the first one and it was missing a chapter. So, well, I can't say I read a book if there's a whole chapter missing. It's like great. So I had to go hunt down another one online and verify with the person selling it that it actually has the chapter and please flip through it and show me. And the person did. It was awesome. So I bought it. And it was actually cheaper than the first one. So like, great. What is it? Justinian and Theodora, right? The last 2 emperor and empresses of Rome before the fall. But look at the title of, where is it? The Destruction Wrought by a Demon Emperor. What a title. I love that. And that was one of the missing chapters. It's like, come on, that is just too enticing to have that chapter missing. And it was a good chapter because it's all about how this dude Justinian was just a demonic piece of crap, just straight up. He was possessed by a demon like most politicians are. It was an amazing, amazing book. I really enjoyed it. And I'll definitely read it again. The Crimes of Theodora, Next prostitute. When you start having prostitutes as your empresses, you know you're falling downhill, right? Obviously, you can see that's echoing these days in modern elites, if you can call them that. More like leeches, but c'est la vie. I have Socrates, Ovid, the Republic, Aristotle, all kinds of occult literature. I'm very much into occult literature. It's find it absolutely fascinating. Occult just means hidden. It doesn't mean like a cult rather than occult. It just means hidden, out of sight. Sometimes mystery. Kind of like rune. Same thing. Just a little different. But fascinating. I have this whole top shelf here. These are my Scandinavian lore and Norse Germanic teachings. This is mostly alchemy, and then the front are my chess books. I just recently got into chess. Let's see. From probably here over is psychology and the mind. This little section over here is, I guess it'd be more of the esoteric energies and kind of like toroidal fields, books on electromagnetism, things like scalar waves and energy. There's a lot there. I'm sure I'm losing a lot of people who ever watched this video. Some Rasputin, Tragedy and Hope. There's all kinds of UFO, giants, and where's that? Charles Fort. All the cool kind of spooky stuff's on the bottom shelf. I've got a lot over here. It's bottom shelf is basically all herbs and natural medicines. This whole bottom shelf, the second shelf, and the shelf above it is star lore, astrology, and those older teachings. And we go back to the philosophers, and then the occult, and then more esoteric teachings, and the shelf goes higher. That's a lot. And the bedroom's full of stuff too. I have a lot of Hunter S. Thompson, amazing author. I have what is that other? Man, can't remember. It'll come to me. And I have a lot of cool stuff in the room as well. I have a whole section on Saturn as well, the planet Saturn, because if you look at the lore around that planet, it's amazing. It's huge. And it doesn't really make sense when you think about it, because if you're knowledgeable and you can see Saturn in the nighttime sky, it's just a little dot. Why would there be so much lore behind it as if it was like the greatest thing in the sky? You know what I mean? And that's more connected to the electric universe and David Talbot and all those guys. Really fascinating stuff. I find that stuff extremely fascinating because I'm pretty sure this world is not what we think it is. Not even close, really. So I find that stuff extremely fascinating. Has nothing to do with blacksmithing, but it doesn't have to, because it's still very interesting to me. I'm sure some of you as well. But, I love my books. They bring me a lot of joy. I like just holding them. I like the papers. I like the bindings. There's nothing that despises me more than a book sold as a hardback, but it's just a paperback glued into a hard shell. That drives me absolutely crazy. I understand saving money, but you're just ripping people off because you're still charging them for a hardback. You just put some cardboard around it and glued it in, If you open the book and it doesn't lay flat, it's on a hardback. Sorry. It's just not. There's no stitched binding. It's not a hardback. It should be Smith sewn. It's very simple. There's a purpose to it, because when the glue fails, the stitching picks up for where it lacked. Right? Or whatever. That is just the way it is these days. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed since 2020, quality of things just dropped off. Just everything just went to crap. Literally every field, even companies. They just turned to crap. And they still charge you more though. But no, I'm not into that. So, well, we're at around 40 minutes. Maybe we'll go a little longer, but I don't want to bore the world. Just me talking to myself. I just wanted to see if anyone came on and get to know everyone. And I guess I'm just getting to know myself here. It's okay. Can, I'm into radios as well. I have many different kinds of radios, especially this time of year. Let's see, we'll pick up one right now, maybe. Wait for them to key up. I have it on my local precinct. I live in the city, so there's no shortage of radio activity in the city. You live in the country, you're not going to hear a damn thing unless you're using some shortwave radio and listening to people very far away. But in the city, you can just scan through and you'll pick up, hundreds of conversations with people.
5-3 Dave request that BDP job. They're saying first available as per EMS.
Right. We go through a couple stations here. Typically have EMS, North Bronx. I have fire in the North Bronx and my local precinct. It's usually the active channel I listen to. And I have backup power, so when whatever power goes out, whenever they knock the grid down, these don't go down. These radio frequencies, they're natural. They're in the air. That's how we discovered them. We just discovered the piezoelectric properties to pick them up and to use them to carry a signal. So as long as you're able to add 12-volt power to your radio, you can listen. Because all the cops, all the EMS, everything, they all have backup power. They're not going down.
D319, you guys on the air?
So this is something I think everyone should have. Like my local community here, my neighbors. Unlike a lot of people, I know all my neighbors because I do work for all of them. And a lot of them, I get them these radios and I program my own frequency that I use with a PL tone into the radio. So if anyone is in need, it's over there on the charger, always on, full blast, volumes all the way up. So if I'm dead sleeping and somebody keys up, and it's an emergency, I'll hear them and I'll be there to help. So I do that for certain neighbors that are real close with me. And, you got to take care of each other. Nobody's going to do it for you. Shit hits the fan. Cops ain't showing up. They're going to be too busy, especially in the city. When stuff does hit the fan, there's too many people. There can never be enough cops. And legally, cops are really not there to protect you. They're just there to tax you, to collect the taxes. A lot of good cops out there, trust me, there are, but I don't think there's as many good cops as there are cops that fall into the routine. When I say fall into the routine, I just mean they're there to do as they're told, just like the Nazis. Not all the Nazis were bad people. They were just doing as they were told. I'm not going to say they were good people either, but, everyone's got a job. Nobody wants to get locked up and shot in the back of the head. They just want to go home to their family. So they will do some dirty things to get home to their family. It's like there's a lot of experiments like I forget what it's called. There's an experiment what they did with inmates. Inmates, they weren't real inmates. They were just people playing the role of inmates. And there was people playing the role of guards. It only took a few hours for the guards to develop a us versus them mentality. Same thing happens with cops. They stick together and it's them versus us. It's that whole tribal monkey mentality shit. Of course, it's good to have tribal thoughts and sometimes actions because you can keep you and yours safe. But when you have to discard humanity in the process, that's where the problems arise. You don't want that. So it's good to keep yourself safe, your family safe, have communications you can rely on because when things go down, your cell phone's going to be a paperweight. It's not going to do anything. I mean, there's certain tricks you can do if you're intelligent enough. A couple different SIM card swaps where there's backup systems you can connect to. Most people don't know anything about these things, so they can't do that. So again, you got to be on your toes. Life can get dangerous very quick. That's why when you're around heavy crowds and things get serious, just get out. Don't stick around those crowds because there's mob mentalities, and then things get nasty quick. So be smart. Get away. There's all kinds of books you can read about that. Here's a good one. Let's see. The Crowd, a study of the popular mind by Gustave Le Bon. Super cheap book, not too big. Go read it. It's really worth it if you want to understand the psychology of group mind. It's very important to know. It really is. And Edward Bernays, the propaganda book. Go read that stuff. What's the other one? I think it's Walter Lippmann, right? Let me take a look. I don't know if I have it out here. It might be somewhere else. Pretty sure it's public opinion. Let me go look it up real quick so I'm not just talking out of my ass. Pretty sure it's Walter Lippmann. Walter Lippmann. Yeah, public opinion. Walter Lippmann. Lippmann. Again, $9 paperback. Public opinion. It's another good book. It's very important to read these books. They don't really give them to you in school for a reason because, certain books you read and you start to understand everything around you, It's very important. Those are three very good books. The Propaganda, Edward Bernays. I mean, his nephew, I think, is the founder or owner of Netflix. It's telling, no? Uncle kind of set it up for you, at least psychologically, the understanding behind it. I mean, everything you watch it's programmed. It's called programming for a reason because you're being programmed. When you sit back and you relax, when you're watching TV, what happens to your mind? It goes from a conscious state to a subconscious state, and then it starts to absorb. You're absorbing what is coming through your eyes. And it's all being viewed in the back here. Your eyes just allow light in. The viewing screen's back here. And it's all being programmed in your mind. So it's very important what you allow into your mind. That's why I don't know about a lot. But a lot of people who watch just like horror all the time, they're a little off, I like a horror movie once in a while. I used to like it a lot more as a kid, but maybe that's why I was such a mean little bastard as a kid. As an adult, I don't want to watch that crap. I want to watch some love and some hope and, all the good stuff. Just cheers me up. Like I must, I don't care. I'll watch a chick flick. Doesn't bother me. It's beautiful sometimes, Some action. I'm just really not a big death and violence person. I'm sick of that crap. I had enough of that shit when I was a kid. As an adult, I don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't like watching wrecks. I don't like abuses. I just don't like it. I'm not into it. It's not my thing. I'm about growth and learning helping people. I love helping people. If everyone could just around me just pay my bills, and I would just go help people when they need it, no problem. I'll live that life all day long. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to have a bunch of money. I can have $10 every day and I'd be fine. I don't care. No, I really don't. I've got I have an abundance of things in my life. I've got people that care for me. That's all you really need. You don't need all this other shit everywhere. It's just stuff. This is all illusory to begin with. This is not important. It can help you in a lot of different ways, but it's just not important. So I find it real important to just help people learn. It's all about the small moments in life because life is so short. You know, every 10 years that goes by, you realize that as you get older, you're like, oh my God, that was 10 years, like just gone. You don't think about it when you're younger, but the older you get, the more you're like, shit, I'm coming to the finish line. So it's good to sit back, enjoy the people you love, really cherish them. Just like when somebody's talking, just really don't just wait for your turn to talk. I mean, we've all done it. I've done it, of course. When I get chatty, like, I want to say something. We just sit back and really make eye talk contact. And, you know, this is not a conversation. Like when somebody invites me over, this stays at home. I remember I went to a barbecue down the street with a new friend I made, who's a very, very beautiful person. And they were all talking and all having a good time. And then they were all, like a lot of people these days, they're on their phone. And she's like, "Oh, where's your phone?" I go, "It's at home because I was invited to come over. I don't bring my phone to a gathering. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't need the phone. Phones of somebody's gonna call me. And if I'm at a gathering, I don't want to take a call anyway. I'm there to be your guest, so I'm gonna show you that respect. So again, that's just my mentality, and I wasn't always that way. A lot of times I was that person too, just on the phone, not paying attention to somebody. And I think it's very important, to really give somebody your attention, show them you actually give a shit about what they're going to say or what they are saying. Do we have somebody in here? Say what's up. I don't know if that's just popping on and off with somebody or is it just me. Anyway, whoever you are, I hope you're having a great New Year's Eve. You disappeared again. All right, no worries. At least I got a thumbs up. But again, like I was saying, the older you get, the time just speeds up. It really does. I remember when I was a kid, things would take forever. Everything would take forever. Like waiting on your parents would take forever. Oh my God, the school day, can it be over with already? As an adult, it's just like, my God, the day's gone already. Oh, the month is gone already. The year is gone already. Like, fuck, what the hell? What's going on? That's just how it goes, man. It's crazy. So life is very fleeting. So it's important to enjoy it while you can. Don't take it too seriously. We're all in this soul school to learn, to grow, to pay our debts because we've got karmic debts we have to pay off. We're not here for free. We have things to fix and learn. And some more than others, but it's important. Every opportunity is an opportunity to learn something if you're willing to. You don't always have to. You can just not care and go along and do whatever you want to do. But I like a thing I learned in this book recently. It's sacrifice and pleasure. Now, if this is perceivable time and this is sacrifice, if you sacrifice first, you will eventually get the pleasure later. Like if you work out consistently for years, over the time, you will be in shape consistently and to an older age. When you're 50, you won't look 50. You know what I mean? But if you pick pleasure first and you just eat and drink and blah, 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 by the time you get down that perceivable timeline, you're a fat bastard and you're old and you're sick and maybe on pharmaceuticals or something horrible. You know what I mean? So it's always advantageous to you to sacrifice first and reap the rewards later. It's an important thing. At least, I'm learning that as I get older. It's I really like that. And I like to think about it a lot, like when I am just being lazy or just I'm like anyone else, I can get lazy. I can sit around longer than I should. I can play a video game longer than I should. I'm not a video game person really, but excuse me. I'm really not a video game person, but there's some games I do play, and when I do play them, maybe I play them a little longer than I should because time just gets away from you. Especially when you're immersed in another whole universe, world, whatever it is. I'm old school though. Like I will, I'm dating myself here, but like games like Myst or Riven, I love games like that. I grew up with those games, or the original Diablo 1 and 2. Past that, I don't really care, honestly. I'm a very nostalgic person. I like older stuff. So I will play those from time to time. And I actually just got a game, a modern game, the Hogwarts game. I got it was like on sale for like under $30. I was like, "Pfft, all right, I'm homesick, whatever. I need something to do. Because I wasn't really able to read when I was sick because my head was just so foggy. Excuse me. So that game was actually pretty damn fun to play. And it's Harry Potter, so it's a whole world, and they did a very good job. I'll give them that. I'm not really a hocus pocusy kind of guy. I think that shit's kind of, woo woo. I'm not a LARPer kind of guy. You won't ever see me dress up as a Viking or anything because I'm not a fucking Viking. I'm Joe, and I make heathen stuff. That doesn't make me a Viking. Like I remember going to Ren fairs and there's uh, just an abundance of annoyance at Ren fairs sometimes because you'll get these old guys just dressing up like and literally screaming, "I'm a Viking! Look at me!" And all dressed up in their garb and everything. No, you're not a Viking. You ever even been in a boat? You know what Viking is? It's a profession. It's not a people. It's to go Viking. You're going seafaring. You're going raiding. It was a profession. But anyway, that's the problem with modern Viking shows and crap like that. Puts bad stereotypes out there. But to each their own. I have a very dear friend of mine who is the LARPing type, and he's cool as shit. So do you? I don't really care. It's just not me. I don't like I don't like it because it just feels fake to me, and I don't like anything fake. Like, if you want to do it, go for it. But it's just not. It's not for me. Oh my goodness, it's too much talking. I don't talk this much, really. Mm. Anyway, I'm probably gonna call it here. We're pushing an hour. I hope everyone has a great New Year. I hope you all kick ass in the new year. I hope you all stay safe if you want to stay safe. I'm not into just saying safe because I think it's outplayed. You want to live dangerously, go for it. Just don't do bad shit to people because that makes you an asshole. You do you. You take care of yours. I love you all. I want to thank you all very much for all the subscribers I got this year, all the likes, all the good comments. I got a couple trolls, but that's cool. That just means you're doing you, right? You're not being shit on a little bit. You're not working hard enough. I wish you all the best. Again, I have a lot more videos coming. I'm going to start some this week. I've got more projects in the works. I've been recording some video stuff, but these are going to be longer videos because it's older projects I'm trying to finish up for old friends and stuff I should have done last year. So, hope you all have a great New Year's. I love every one of you, as even if I don't know you, I've got love for you. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Happy New Year, everybody.